right. I need to turn on my light. I just realized. Hold on. Good morning. It's a great day. I've even already had some coffee, so no excuse for me. No excuse. Welcome back. And here we go. It's going to be a great week. How's your weekend? Give me a shout out as you come on live. Today's Monday, and it is good to be here with you. What's going on in your world? There we go. Amish Matchmaker Men's Edition live. So let's get her done, huh? It's going to be a great week. I'm going to pull up my notes here on what we want, our topic for today. Welcome back, by the way. How was your weekend? Hey, there he is. How was your date night? Mine got completely bamboozled. So interesting. We're going to be talking about that this week. That's our topic for this week is date night, do's and don'ts of date night. What does that look like? And so last week we were talking about roles and responsibility of the home and what that looks like to do business together. This week tonight. Funny. It's 5:05 a.m., so it's not tonight. 5:04, I guess. But it's a great date night do's and don'ts. How to keep love. And I'm Carlos. My wife and I, we are the Amish Matchmakers. We help Amish singles find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop a legacy that is rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. And that's the key. Ended up being Friday night instead of Saturday night. I agree. Chantel and I had a good connection Friday night too. But yeah, Saturday night didn't work out. I had this plan. You guys saw it here. I did my adventure bucket list. And so I guess that will be next Saturday. I'll book the appointment again. We'll try it again. What happened was we got snowed in. Kind of. It snowed a ton. It snowed all day long. There was concern of icy roads. And yeah, people don't drive so smart in Georgia when it gets snowy and icy. So we just decided it'd be better off to just stay in. We had called and they were still open, but there was a lot of ice and snow and things happening. And we're like, yeah, let's not take the risk. We'll just stay in. So we did. We stayed in, had a good time, just hung out at the ranch, here at the ranch. So then we still had date night technically. We just had it in-house. And I like, again, going out for date night. And you ended up doing it on Friday. So what we've been doing kind of since we've been doing Nesbitt Repair, the new company we acquired, then we have been working throughout the day, training up leadership and staff, doing our 12-week challenge of doubling the business in 12 weeks. We've been doing that. And then on Fridays, we've been going to the local Town 220 is what it's called in Madison. It's a little steak restaurant, nice steak restaurant, actually. And they have great food. And we usually will get a drink there and have some appetizers, or in this case, this Friday, we actually ate, had some food. It was great. I got some, let's see. Oh, she got a little bit of the chicken parmigiana, and I got, what was it? I was wanting a ribeye, but I know it wasn't a ribeye. What did I end up getting? Goodness gracious, see? I can't remember. It was so good. Just need more coffee. But we also had some friends that met up with us there that we met there. So we met for another time there this past Friday and enjoyed them. Dustin, Samantha. Is this Samantha? Sorry if I said your name wrong. I think it's Samantha. It's what I get for starting to say names, but I do know Dustin. I think his wife is Samantha. Maybe he'll jump on here and say, yeah, that's my wife. Because he told me big shout out to Dustin that he has been coming on here and listening to some of these. So that's cool. Um, there's a few of you guys that are listening in, and for some reason, people are commenting on Facebook, and I'm not seeing it on here because I'm doing Restream, which does a live stream on YouTube and Facebook. So, all right. Well, good morning. You ended up going on date night on Friday. Cool. At least you did it, though, right? I'm serious about that. That's awesome. So, let's talk about date night, and we're going to hit the different topics as far as whether you're single, whether you're, engaged or you're married, like some of the do's and don'ts of date night, how to keep love epic, and how to date with purpose without being weird. You know what I mean? Some people are kind of awkward when they want to go on a date. Builds trust, not confusion. Let's talk about that too today. And we'll do a 5, talk about it this week. And so, a 5-part series kind of this week, get into some things. But if you have questions, I would love to hear them, because as we go along, it really does matter. Those who are listening in and being a part of, especially since I'm here live, what are your constraints? What are some of the hangups? What are some of the challenges when it comes to date night for you? And men, last week I ended the week with roles and responsibilities. And one of the things I said about the responsibility of the man is to plan the date. Come on, y'all, to really do something about that and make it epic. So, what is it that you do to plan date night? What are some of the things you're doing, or what are some of the constraints? What's the problem you're having? Why aren't you planning date night? So, I'd love to hear from you. If you took me serious and planned date night last week, I'd love to hear from you and hear what happened, or this past weekend. It is funny that that here I was talking all about doing date night, and then it didn't end up happening on Saturday. But I'm going to tell you, we are going to follow that along. We're going to make sure it does take place, especially since we did the Scratch Adventure bucket list. There's 50 cards. Talked about it last Friday. And I did implore you men to do date night. You be the ones doing date night. Seriously. All right. So let's talk about date night do's and don'ts. Intentional dating beats clarity. Or excuse me, intentional dating, clarity beats confusion. So if you have some things when you're asking a girl out on a date, or you're trying to get to know her, what a date is for the ability for us to have purpose, how to invite someone without feeling weird and awkward. So all these different things are part of the do's and don'ts of dating, and how to difference between hanging out versus dating with intention. And there is a level of hanging out that is good and appropriate. I know a lot of you that are single, you've asked us over the years, asked these questions like, is dating good? Is dating bad? Should I date? Because I know from, again, when we talk about the history of the Amish, they don't necessarily do dating. They say that that's not necessarily appropriate, and I get it, because dating adds a lot of can add a lot of pressure, and again, pressure isn't bad. By the way, let's just pause it there. I know that you believe that pressure can be really bad. And I'm here to tell you that pressure is beneficial to get you moving. And, pressure creates diamonds, it creates pearls, it creates a lot of good stuff. It refines, the refining fire will create a lot of heat, and the dross gets, it makes gold better, precious metals better by adding heat to it. So, again, I know a lot of you are like against pressure. And I'm here to tell you that that could be why your life is stagnant and why you're not even married or dating. That you have certain beliefs in your head that we need to kind of reprogram. Again, I'm not here to tell you that, yeah, I think that what happens as soon as people think of dating, then it's like they're going around and being, uh, I think, players, if you would, dating every girl and sleeping with every girl. Man, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a beneficial dating where it's you're getting to know someone, you're honoring them, and you're working with them to get to know them and connect. And so a lot of times it is in a group setting to begin with. I know we were talking to some singles. We did last week, we did our secret sauce for how to be engaged in 12 weeks or less. And we've helped 30 couples to do that in the last 5 years. So about 60 people have been impacted on us, matching them up, mentoring them, and helping them to get married, even officiating some of their weddings. So Chantel and I really get involved and help them to go to the next level in their life. And then we help them to have epic marriages and then create a legacy rooted in love, most of all, but freedom, faith, and freedom. And so, point being is that in the process, though, we often hear how much pressure that, oh, if I got to date someone, or even, oh, that's what I was going to say. And when they go to these groups, these singles groups, they're like, it's not intended for you to date people and to go there and start pursuing someone to date. Well, I get it. They're trying to create it where it's like you're not feeling pressure of dating. You're just hanging out, Christian singles, hanging out, getting to know each other. But that's the thing, is like, what does it mean to get to know someone and hanging out versus dating with intention? I believe that it's good to hang out. It's good to have group hangouts and do all these things for sure. And then practicing the skill of forming so you really can get to know someone and understand kind of who they are, what they're all about, as we call the MVP, mission, vision, peculiar. So the thing is that it is definitely, yes, do the hangouts. All right. Do the hangouts in the singles groups, in the maybe it's in your church events or things that are designed and made for singles, but also know that it's beneficial for you to progress and to start dating someone. Have a date. When I say date, I want you to understand my definition of dating is to go one on one with someone, out to coffee, out to dinner, where men, you are pursuing them, asking them, being intentional, being clear, but then also buying their meal or buying their coffee or whatever it may be. Again, treating them to dinner, treating them to some coffee, and getting some intentional time together. You follow me? Dating versus just hanging out. Okay, there are differences. With clarity, it builds safety. It really does, especially for women. They don't want you to be, beating around the bush or being like half confident. Doesn't seem confidently like, well, do you want to, kind of hang out? No, I'd like to take you on a date. I buy you some coffee or take you to dinner sometime and just get to know you more. Right? Again, it's very clear, precise what you want to do. Um, Telling her the time, place, and plan. That's the first thing, man. If you are looking to go on a date, you've got to have a time set up and you're ready, a plan, and even a place you're gonna go. Like, and being able to either, I'll pick you up, or you want to meet there. It just depends on at what place or space you are in getting to know them. But see that the challenge is you probably haven't even gotten to know any females. I'm talking about single guys right now, because you don't have the confidence to talk to them to even get to a place where you can ask them out on a date. So I know we're dealing with a lot of stuff here and a lot of different levels of men and their place and their confidence level. That's why we often work with men on the 3 C's of intimacy. If you want to have greater intimacy in any relationships, practice the 3 C's. And what is that? I've got to have more confidence. I've got to be willing to communicate better and work on my communication. And I've got to be committed for the long haul. In any relationship, if you want it to be more intimate, you want to have deeper, more meaningful relationships, you've got to be doing those 3 things and improving those 3 skills all the time: your confidence, your communication, your commitment. And the 3 C's of love, 3 C's of intimacy, literally are tied together. So that's like step one. If you find yourself getting stuck and you're like, I can't even ask a girl out on a date. Well, we got to work first, then on the three C's of intimacy. And guess what? You're not alone. That happens a lot. It happens with men too that are married because, especially with the people that we help and work with, like it's serious. It's serious about the fact that they don't even have confidence to ask their wife on a date. It's a really interesting thing, but it's real and a challenge. And so building confidence is a powerful thing of what we do. And all right, so write out a sentence or write something out that you could actually even say and practice. I know this sounds strange, but we've talked about this, and building confidence is practicing, rehearsing, looking in the mirror, saying these things over and over. And guess what? Even the first time you say it to a gal and you're trying to ask her out on a date and you're trying to figure out what to say, you're gonna mess it up. I know. I just probably made half of you say, well, I'm not gonna do it then. No, it's part of the process. It really is. And guess what? Lots of people mess it up. You're not the only one. They've practiced more than you, and that's why they may not mess it up. So it is important and very valuable for you to understand that you must mess it up. You've got to go out there and just start doing it, start asking. And that's the only way you can overcome fear and lack of confidence is action. Action is literally the only cure for fear. And action on practicing, action on going in the mirror and asking these questions and making these comments and practicing and even what your objective is. I want to start dating to build godly relationships and to become, you know, married, engaged. I want to start dating, so I'm looking to date. Uh, and I want to build a peaceful home. It's like you understand and what the mission of dating is. Do you follow me? Like knowing that will help build the confidence and the why behind it, the mission behind it. Remember we talked about that, the MVP? Some of you attended our webinar that we did where it was the 12 weeks, how to be engaged in 12 weeks or less, and like the strategy that we've used to help over 60 people in the last, directly mentored them, worked with them, helped thousands actually over the last 5 years, trickles down, webinars, challenges, events that we've had, hundreds and hundreds of events in the last 5 years, seriously. And so been able to share with others and help them to. But one of the biggest things is, what is the MVP? Mission, vision, peculiar. That's like number one thing, even when planning a date, even when planning on talking to a gal and working on going to singles groups and getting to know people as friends and building friendships and relationships. To be able to say what is the mission is very powerful. It's funny because you at work, man, I'm talking to you. When you have a business and you're working, you know the mission. You're like, I'm here to make some money. I'm here to do this and accomplish this and build, let's say that you're a roofer. You're like, I'm here to develop this business of roofing. I'm going to sell many roofs in a month or a year. And then you kind of make out a plan. You go hustle and you knock on doors to find clients and things for your roofing business. And yet it comes to a date and you freeze. It comes to getting to know a gal and you won't even make eye contact. You won't even smile at her. You won't even look at her or even have a conversation because you're like, well, I'm not very confident in the way I communicate. I get it. I'm going to say something stupid. You're right. You are. But the sooner that you start practicing and knowing that, the better you'll be. And so then we've got the other side of the spectrum that, hey, you're Mr. Confident and suave, and hey, I only, you know, I'm too good for dating. The girls come after me. I don't go after them. Well, you have a horrible marriage. I'm telling you, it's just real. Like men need to pursue their wives. It's super powerful. And it's part of the process of pursuit in the dating. When you're looking to date a woman and pursue her, that transitions then into your marriage of creating the habits of dating. So date night is essential. Whether you're single, whether you're engaged, or whether you're married, date night always exists. Do you hear me? We're gonna hammer on this week. Seriously. So, like to take you out on a date. Are you open to that? Are you open to get some dinner or a cup of coffee? And again, if you've already developed the relationship, you've started to connect, You've got her phone number. You've built some rapport. You've built some trust. Now it's like, hey, can we meet up at coffee shop and get to know each other more? And it is in baby steps. But I want you to write that down. Those of you that are single and dealing with this challenge of, can you look in the mirror and just say, hey, or even on a text or a call? Like, I get it. Some of you aren't even doing much conversations yet, or you're just doing calls, or maybe you're texting a little bit and you got their number. So now you're texting. Be intentional. Say, hey, can I buy you some coffee this afternoon? I know again, it's part of having a time, a place, and a plan, knowing her days off, knowing your days off, and making a plan and setting a time. Would Tuesday work for you? I know you're off Tuesday evening, or would Friday work for you? Now, I know that I told you date night, Saturday night, last week, and it's true. If you have all the rest of your week full, can you at least set aside and be purposeful for Saturday night? Like I said, give your best after rest. I meant that, and I'm sticking to it. However, if you're working on getting to know a girl, and you're just starting out, you're single, this is part of it. To be intentional. I enjoyed talking with you. Can we plan something this week? I enjoyed getting to know you, hanging out with you at our, singles event or whatever it was where you were connected with her and you got her number. But some of you maybe don't even have her number yet. I get it. All right, let's be real about that. Do you have her number? See, and this is what's interesting is like the same thing that keeps you blocked from getting her phone number. Like maybe you're married and you have the same block. You're blocked when it comes to having a good, decent conversation with her, having a heart to heart conversation, having a conversation of what you believe you should do as a couple to advance your marriage and to become better and to actually take initiative and create better benefits for your marriage. And you're shrinking back. You're not stepping up. You're not being confident. So, a lot of what has to do with dating is also going to bleed over into your marriage if you don't learn to have tough and beneficial conversations now, which the first one is even to make eye contact with her, have confidence, and be able to say to her, I would like to take you out to dinner sometime, or I'd like to go get some lunch. Would you let me buy you lunch? I'd like to get to know you a little bit better. Would you let me buy you dinner sometime, or a cup of coffee? Love to hang out, get to know you more, one on one. Yes or no? Do you see what I mean? It's very clear, precise, concise. And then when you find out, maybe you got her phone number. So let's go with that. First step is her phone number. So you're hanging out, there's a group of you, and you're getting to know her. You formed her, asked her about family, occupation, recreation. Your message is, what can I do to serve you? How can I bless you? How can I honor you? What can I do to give back to you? Something you learned about her dreams, her goals, her mission in life. Like you're learning some very powerful things. And you can speak to that and start, you know, connecting to the things that she wants to go after in life. Well, then what's the next step? Getting her phone number. Now, how are you going to do that? I'd like to connect with you sometime. Do you mind if I get your phone number? Hello, write that down. I'd love to keep connecting with you sometime. Is it okay if I get your phone number? Or maybe you could even say it this way so you're not, I would love, or I really, how about this? Not love. Oh my God, that word. I would enjoy texting you sometime. Can I get your number? Write it down. I would enjoy texting with you sometime. Can I get your phone number? Do you see how that is? But then you got to make sure that then you're starting to connect with her. Now you're like nervous as heck. I've got her phone number. Well, can you start encouraging her by giving her the process of Epic 30 in the sense of the verse that you get from the Father, connecting to the Father and getting a verse from the Father, sharing it with her, and then doing GWs over her. Gratitude, what you're grateful for about getting to know her and what she's worthy of. How do you know that? Because you did the forming and you found out her strengths, you found out her interests, you found out her goals, you found out her needs. But it all started with just a very beneficial, very non invasive conversation of questions, asking questions, genuinely being interested, and getting to know someone. And guess what? You're not going to stop that once you get married or engaged. Very important that you do the same. and that you have good questions to ask her and keep asking her, getting to know her, helping her to reach her goals, helping her to meet her needs, finding out what those are, and then working with her to have those met, to have those things developed. Asking questions, listen well, and guess what? Keep it simple. Don't overdo it. Seriously. If you, I assure you, here's the thing that's really interesting. If you will take time, make time to get to know her and form family, occupation, recreation, and then the message is, how can I bless this woman that I'm pursuing, that I'm actually just getting to know? She's single, I'm single. I like, you know, she's appealing to the eyes. We've had great conversation, getting to know her. Maybe it's at a speed dating thing. Maybe it's at an event. Maybe it's at a community like what we endorse, single to married group. And maybe you're getting to know them and connecting with them. And so now it's time to ask for the phone number. It's interesting because men that are married or even engaged, it's time to continue to develop that relationship and get to know her and find out what dreams and goals maybe have shifted since you have been with her and dating her or married to her. Find out where she, what her thoughts are on children. Find out what her thoughts are on business and some of her dreams and goals and what she wants to do to advance that, and not just pay the bills every month. Those of you that are married, and that's all you're concerned about, and that's all you're talking about. What about her dreams? What about your dreams? What about your goals and your mission together, working together towards something great? Are you doing those things? Are you still developing, or have you become stagnant? It happens. It's important that you know her, and not only a little bit, you keep getting to know her, and she will change over time. Some of those goals and dreams will shift. It may shift and be all centered around your children, and that's great. She has children. She's excited about their lives and what they're doing and how they're going to develop. And those are little people. So, yes, it's very powerful and beneficial. So, we've got to ask questions and keep asking questions, from dating to engaged, to marriage and beyond. To create a powerful legacy, then you learn how to ask those questions and connect with your children. You learn how to create a safe environment where people can speak and be heard, communicate well. You're like, yeah, I didn't have that growing up. You're right. Give them a voice. This is all part of the process. In step one, you didn't even realize it was asking her on a date, asking her for her phone number. But first, you asked her questions about her to get to know her and find out her strengths, find out what she's interested in, find out what her goals are, find out what her needs are, find out what her dreams are. Come on, man. You got what it takes. So getting that phone number is plain and simple as, but first, what did you do? You actually did get to know her. You actually did have a beneficial conversation with her. And you say, hey, I've got to head out now, or maybe she's head out. Hey, before you leave, I really enjoyed our conversations. Can I get your number? And then we can text a little bit. Did you hear that? Would it be okay if I get your number and be able to text so I can start, we can text a little bit, stay connected? All right. Would it be okay if I get your phone number so we can text and stay in touch? I'd like to stay in touch with you. I really enjoyed getting to know you. Can I get your phone number? Are you following me, man? Are you writing this down? Now, I know I'm just talking to the singles here, but why does that affect you when you're dating and even when you get engaged? And why does that affect you when you're married? Because I promise you, there's going to be things in your marriage and your relationship that are hard things, things that you discovered about her, or ways that you're off in your synchronicity and connection, and things just start getting off. And then instead of talking about it and being willing to communicate, use your voice, you just stop talking. You just stop addressing things and is, well, I'll just let it go. Well, that's not beneficial. That's not going to help you. That's not going to progress your relationship and increase your intimacy and connection. That you've got to be able to speak your truth. That's not going to help your communication skills. It's not going to help you to have good, strong, intimate conversations with her. If you never learn to ask questions and then you stop and at just getting to know someone, you ask good questions to get to know her, but then you don't ask the hard question, which is for the phone number, it's real, man. Are you able, are you a safe place where she can communicate with you? And also, are you good at asking questions to get to know her and continue to get to know her? And then are you willing to ask the hard questions? This is what it takes. The do's and don'ts of relationship, do's and don'ts of dating. The do's are clear, precise, concise questions, good questions, listening skills, being a safe place, smiling, nodding, making eye contact, and then close the deal at the end of the conversation. What's the closer? What's the win? What's the win is a phone number. Men, what's the win that are engaged and dating is to continue to learn new things about her and to develop that connection and to know the direction she's going in, and you bring clarity of your direction. What does it look like when you're married, and what's the closer in conversations and communications? It's that hard thing about what you want to go after, or that dream or goal to go after together, or maybe it's about having children, or maybe it's about what you desire for what church you want to go to and spiritual values and views, and yet you won't have a conversation with her about it. It's about what you believe you can contribute to the marriage and some ideas you have for your dreams and going after certain things in business or certain things in your home, and you won't talk about it because it's a hard conversation. That's real. So every step in relationship, it's beneficial to ask great questions, and whether it's just getting the phone number to getting to know her more and finding out where she wants to go and leading her in that and yoking up with her in that process, and even in marriage, then having those hard conversations of change and transformation and growth in your marriage. It's necessary for epic. It really is. All right. Now, let me see something. One of our clients I'm supposed to be meeting with, let's see if they're available. Okay. There we go. I see. All right. So that appointment's been canceled for this morning. Just looking at my messages now and realizing it was. So we're going to keep having this conversation. Are you good? Let's look at these comments now. See if any of them are worthy of looking at. And by the way, is this resonating? Even if you're married, tell me about that. Do you have a hard time having those hard conversations with your wife about things that you want to develop or grow or you want to increase in? Yes, no? What is it? Even if you're married or maybe you're dating or you're engaged, tell me about that. Come on, comment. Let's go. Interaction. That's for you, man. So step one is trying to get the phone number so you can go on a date. Right? So dating. Let's see the comments. Date night. We are Charlie Kirk. Okay, that's fine. Let's go. So are you listening? Are you on the replay or live? Love to see if you're live. Tell me you're live. And so what about conversations that builds attraction? What to talk about? What to avoid? So now we're going to continue on now a little bit as we are, I got more time. So I'm going to go till 6 today. Normally I go till about 5:30 because I have a client, but he rescheduled this week instead of Monday. So what are the do's and don'ts when doing the date? So you got her phone number. You've asked her out now. Why? What's the next step? Okay, so I got her phone number. I closed the deal. I got her number. Yes. And that's good. You've done a great job. So you got the phone number. Now what? Well, I'm going to ask her out on a date. Well, what does that mean then? Texting or on a phone conversation and say, hey, I really enjoyed getting to know you. And do you have any evenings free this week? Ask. What is your day off this week? When is a good time to connect again? And then when she tells you what day off she has, then you can plan it out. So now you've planned it out. Let's say next step is you found out she was off on Tuesday. She's off on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. You're like, all right, how about we meet up on Wednesday? And she says, well, I go to Bible study on Wednesday night service and Bible study. Okay, great. Which one do you go to? Again, if you're into that stuff, you can meet up there even just to hang out. Now, this is not a date, this is a hangout. And that might be good. That might be beneficial to get to hang out and go to Bible study together, like find common ground and hang out during those in those different scenarios. Are you feeling me? You understand what I'm saying? Second of all, is now being direct. So then, okay, Bible study didn't work out for Wednesday, and maybe again you can go to that, but that's not a date. We're talking about direct. Ask her out for Tuesday night, and then say she told you she's off Tuesday and Wednesday, so you can say, well, how about Tuesday? Would you be open to going and get some dinner together? I'd like to buy you dinner and hang out. I'd like to get to know you more. And if she says yes, be specific. Say, if she says yes, I'm down for that. Say, would you like to meet up or can I pick you up? And when she says you can pick me up, then this is where you set the times. Okay, I'll pick you up at 5 o'clock, and we'll have dinner at 5:30 Tuesday. This Tuesday. See you then. And of course, by then you probably have her address, or maybe you don't. You can get her address. And where would you like me to pick you up at? What's your address so I can pick you up? Or if she says yeah, because it's like your first date, she says, well, just tell me where you want to meet up. You want to have the address, the restaurant name. Okay, we're going to go to Olive Garden in Covington, and let's meet there at 6 o'clock. I'll make us reservations for 6 o'clock. Does that work for you? Yes, it works for me. Now, show up on time. Be clean, present, meaning like shower, man. Make sure you're not showing up there dirty from work. Okay, bring your best. Okay, I'm serious. And then this is a lesson to you as well. If you're engaged or dating regularly, are you still bringing your best? And it even means the same thing when you're married. Are you bringing your best? That's why when it comes to marriage and now you're in flow and synchronicity and you're working all week long, that's why Saturdays are your best, because it's after your rest. You follow me? It's all flow. It's all an understanding. It's all a good pattern. So show up on time early. By the way, if you tell her 6 o'clock and meet at a restaurant, you better be there at 5:50. If you're picking her up and you tell her you're going to be there at 5:30, don't show up too early for that. Women don't want you to be early for that. I promise to pick them up. If you tell her 5:30 you're going to pick her up for 6 o'clock dinner, show up at 5:30. I'm just saying, like, that's a good wisdom right there, because she's getting ready and chances are she wants to be fresh and smell good as she greets you or whatever, and she wants to present well. So if you show up early, you might rush her and make her feel like she has to come out and then she's not finalized getting ready. I'm just saying, show up on time at 5:30, not early for that one. Okay. And then make sure you're presentable. You're clean, nice, showered, look like you actually put forth your best effort. If you don't dress well or you don't have good taste in how to dress well, maybe get some advice from a sister or a good friend or from some female. Seriously, sometimes you may have to do that. You got to tap into your resources. And then on the date, this is the part where we're going to get into now. What do I do on the date? Back to forming. Do you remember this? Now you're going to ask questions and keep asking questions to get to know her better. Now, this is where we talk about you're still forming, getting to know in that session as well. But now we can shift things into what we call sparring as well. Because now you have some good quality one-on-one time. You may already know some of the details about her family, but you can even ask that more. By the way, when I say forming, it's an acronym: family, occupation, recreation, message. And you're listening for strengths, interests, goals, and needs when you're asking questions. Are you following me? Write this stuff down. If you're watching the recording, you can pause it and rewind it and get this information if you've never heard this before. But it's very common to what we teach people to do is asking questions, good questions, honor, learning about them by honoring them and learning, being genuinely interested, smiling, eye contact, nodding. Yep. And then not butting in and cutting them off. No, listening, genuinely being interested in listening. So we've got to ask good questions on the date. So now maybe before, to get the phone number, you formed. Okay, you asked about family, You ask questions about her family. You ask questions about what she does for a living, what kind of work she's into, what she spends her day doing. Those are all occupation type questions. What occupies her time during the day. You ask about what she does for fun and some of her hobbies, some things she enjoys, right? That's forming. And then the M is message. What's your message? To always want to give, always want to be a blessing. And how can you bless them? How can you serve them? That's every human on the planet. You should be forming everyone, seriously. So that should be just a learned habit. If no other thing you get from this talk this morning is, are you forming everyone you meet and have conversations with a some of form, whether how's the family doing or how's work been going on, or maybe it's your coworkers at work, you know where they work. Well, how's the family, or did you get to go fishing this past weekend? Today is Monday. If you are not good at forming, you're like, I don't ever do that, Carlos. It's real. That's your first mistake, and that's your first step. If you're single, or if you're lonely and you're married and dating, or you're engaged, it's because you don't even know how to form. I'm going to pause real quick. Seriously. We can end this whole thing and just, I could tell you to go form 3 people today. Every person you come in contact with, I want you to form them today. And if you do that, and don't come back till next week, you will actually get to know people better and have better, more meaningful relationships, even with your loved ones. Form. Don't be stubborn. Don't try to tell me, well, I know them, blah, 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 blah. No, everyone. It's got to become a habit in you that you're genuinely interested in people. And then remember that phrase? Write this down. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Like, it's a powerful, powerful phrase for you to incorporate into all your conversations as well. If you find something interested and you're genuinely interested, you're going to say that phrase. It's a hack. And if you do it, watch how things will progress in your relationships. I'm serious. Even in your marriage. You're like, well, I already know her. No, you don't. You don't know all of her, and you don't know the things that are shifting and changing in her life, different seasons of life. Keep asking those questions. Keep forming her, seriously, even after you're married. That's the challenge. You think you know her. You want to develop with her, and you want to see her develop, and you want to go after the dreams together. That's what will empower you and empower her. Okay, back to the day. You show up, you're clean, shaven, you're looking good, looking nice. You've done your hair, use a little gel, as my wife says. You put on some deodorant for sure. Okay, I'm serious. Be clean, be presentable, be on time. Okay, now we go on the date, hanging out. First of all, let's talk about the little things, man. Chivalry is not dead. I don't care what you say. Look, if you want to be a man of honor and a man of blessing, and you want your daughters to be blessed and honored someday, you better bless their mama. And you better take care of her, and you better open the door for her. I'm serious. Like, I bet I could pull 100 men and maybe probably 2 of them do this. Oh, well, I'm married now. I don't need to do that. Well, duh, that's your problem. You stopped. Well, I'm engaged and we're living together. So why does that matter? It matters because you want that to be done for your daughter someday. You want your sons to represent well and honor her someday, honor a woman someday. You want to be a great example. This is one of those huge things. Seriously. So what does that mean? I go to pick her up, date night, right? I'm going to ask her out on a date, go to pick her up, or maybe you meet her at the restaurant. Maybe you meet her at the restaurant and you're there early then. If you're going to meet her at the restaurant, you go early. And when she shows up, you meet her and greet her. Give her a hug. Hey, good to see you. It's not invasive to be like a little hug, nice to see you again, smile. And then open the door for her of the restaurant. Seriously. Come on, man. If you're picking her up on a date, walk to her door and open it for her. And then a bonus is like when you park at the restaurant, women, if you're watching and listening, what if you stayed in the car? You're like, well, that's so awkward. I don't want to make him embarrassed. No, you're worthy of having him open the door for you. I'm serious. Same thing with even married women. If there's women watching this, try it sometime. And when he's like, what are you doing? He walks into the restaurant by himself. Like, far do you think you'll get before you realize you're just sitting in the car and what's going on? And you're just smiling and nodding your head and looking at him and waiting for him. Like and he'll come open the door. Is everything okay? You're like, I'm just waiting for you to open the door for me. I know you want to be a gentleman. I'm just saying, like, this is good to honor and to bless. It's a silly little thing, but it matters, man. Open the door for her. Open her car door for her. And guess what? I don't open it for my wife like when we go somewhere, she'll get out and open her own door. But every time we go somewhere, and even if she's driving or if I'm driving, like I go open the door for her to get in. Now, like I said, when we park, go play she doesn't wait for me to open the door. Maybe she should. Maybe she should. It's a good example. I've had people though. What's interesting, I had this one guy one time at a restaurant. We had just gotten done eating and I walked to the passenger side door and I open the door for her and she gets in and some guy starts yelling across the parking lot. And I'm like, what? I shut her door and he's like, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, what? And he's like, that's very good of you and kind of you. I'm like, what? To open her door. It was like an older guy. I was like, well, thank you. He's like, good job. Keep it up. I'm like, thank you. It's like, he didn't know that. I encourage men and teach men to do this, to honor the woman they're with by opening their door. And it's the little things, man, that matter. Are you a gentleman? Are you paying attention to her? To open the door for her. How about even at a restaurant? If you're sitting in a booth, that's one thing. But if the chair, what if you actually, pull out the chair a little bit for her to sit down and then kind of scoot it in, help her with her coat, take her coat off. This is all honor. And it shows you're paying attention. I'm telling you, unfortunately, the younger generation don't even have a clue about this. Why? Because they didn't see their dad do it. Why? Because most of them didn't even have a dad present for mom and dad to date and have that example. It's real. But men, are you going to keep using that as an excuse or letting that hold you back from having an epic relationships and then turning into an epic marriage and then having a long lasting epic life? It's up to you. You get to decide. It's important to love her well and honor her, and opening that door, it matters. So pick her up or you're at the restaurant, you open the door for her, the car door. I want you to write this down or something. I will open her car door. I will open her car door. I will open her car door. Even at the end of the day. Now I'm fast forwarding because this is a car door thing. Like you're opening the restaurant door for her and letting her go through first. And then even you go to her car and walk to her car. If you're at a restaurant and you both drove to the restaurant, you didn't pick her up this time. Go open her door. May I open your door for you? Yes. Have a good night. Give her a hug. Don't make it awkward. Look, this is the first date. It's okay if it's in levels of trust and communication is increasing. Are you following me? And why does this apply to marriage? Because it's the same in marriage. It's the same to pursue her. It's the same to have good conversations. It's the same to compliment her. It's the same to form her. It's the same to take her out on dates. It doesn't stop once you get married. It doesn't stop once you get engaged. I know I'm a little bit passionate about this. Seriously. Because you stop and then gets stagnant, it gets boring. She no longer feels pursued. You no longer feel honored or respected. It just starts getting frustrating. You get two ships passing in the night, right? It's not very beneficial. You're not really doing much. It's not epic anymore. It's not even good. It's mediocre at best. So it starts with even dating. So are you giving your best after rest for those of you married and engaged or living together? I know there's some of you that are living together. I get it. Again, I don't necessarily believe that's the best scenario or agree with it. I believe in marriage. I believe in the covenant. I believe in the license. I do. And it matters. It makes a difference. Okay, now what about the singles? You finally got the courage to get her phone number. Now you got the courage to ask her out to get to know her. And now you're on the date. You open the door for her. If you pick her up, you open the door for her in the car. And by the way, if you get out, she stays in the car, great. Go open the door for her again, for her to get out of the car. Open the door for her again to go in the restaurant. It's real. And women, let him do it. Let him do it. Even after you're married. Okay? Now, we get in there, we're asking good questions. What are good questions? Like I said, maybe you've already formed her. family, occupation, recreation. But can you get to know her more about that? Or maybe you learned something about her mom. How's your mom feeling? Maybe her mom was sick and had this something, heart surgery because you found out about. How's she holding up? She recovering well? Show that you freaking listened and we're asking good questions before. But then we can advance on your date night. This is where some of our strategy and skills that we've taught people for years has to do with like even sparring. We call it sparring. And it's another acronym. It's spiritual, physical, adventure, and relationship. These are goals. Okay, remember how we said you're listening for the goals, strengths, interests, goals, and needs? The acronym also, when you're forming someone, asking questions. Well, in this process, and it works for marriage as well, by the way, engaged in marriage, you want to progress and keep on progressing. The same questions come back up to the surface. 4 areas that you can talk about and find out what their dreams or goals are in these areas. Or you can find out what their moral code is, or their moral fundamentals in their life, right? They have core values. Excuse me. So core values in their life. You can find out what some of their spiritual values are by asking about spiritual. So now you got another acronym, SPAR, SPAR, spiritual, physical, adventure, relationship. And what am I asking? I'm asking questions about that. Like, hey, just curious, like, maybe you haven't had the conversation, don't know anything about what they believe yet, or what church they go to, or what are some of their beliefs, and do they believe in God? Like, what are some of your spiritual beliefs? Like, do you go to church? Where do you go to church? Just finding out again what level of spirituality they have, and then what are some of the goals and things they have set for their life in relationship to God, to Father, as we know Him, as I've talked to you about knowing Him as Papa, knowing Him as Father. And same within dating or engaged or living together. Same with being married. Asking what are some of our spiritual goals and setting some goals for that to work on together and finding out what they are. These are things that help your life to develop, help you to have transformation. Like, that's who I am. I'm a catalyst for metamorphosis. I'm always looking for ways to grow and learn. And that's why even this acronym came about. It's called Feldspar, the whole thing. But in a first initial relationship, sparring is the best. When you're first getting, because you're starting with, some spiritual things. What I believe, what do you believe? Like learning about them and what are their spiritual beliefs? Do they believe in God as a father? Do they believe in Jesus Christ? Or what is some of their how do they grow up? What church they grow up in? Like, these are all questions to understand and get to know them and understand what their goals are for spirituality. See what kind of alignment there is there. Seriously, it's beneficial. So good questions and listen well. Then the P is literally about like physical. Now, when I say physical, don't say, do you need to lose some weight? Don't say things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. The physical is just to spark like goals that people may have in life, as far as like, hey, my goal to be healthier and drop weight. For me, that's me personally. And I have some goals of this, but asking questions about like what are some of your health goals? What is your perspective, or what do you believe or learn or want to learn about, or what are you currently working on that has to do with your health, that has to do with your physical body? How is your health? Learning about them and their health and some of their health goals. The P in sparring is about physical, the physical body, the physical life. Do you follow me? And what it is that they are working on and working towards. You get to learn if they have health goals. You get to learn if you line up in that way, because sparring will help you to your dreams and goals and direction you're going. And is this going to be a good yoking up with this person? Maybe it is they have some things that they do. They like organic food. They like eating healthy. You find out that they do not eat as much carbs. They're more, learning towards a keto lifestyle. Do you follow me? Like, what is it that they do and practice for their physical body? You find out they work out. Do you like to work out? Do you like to lift weights? Do you like sports? That's what I mean when you're asking questions with the P. It's about their life physically and their health and what they do to improve that health. What are some of their goals? You might find out that hey, they do nothing. They never exercise. They don't worry about what they eat. They just love sweets and and you're like, man, that would be tough to line up with this person, right? Because again, I would love working out. I'm constantly going to see the trainer. I work out 5 times a day and they never work out. And they're actually appalled to working out. Like they say, yeah, I can't stand working out. Can I just tell you, I'm not saying that it can never work. I'm just saying to you, why are you going to fight that battle? Like if you absolutely love working out and that's like your life and you're even a trainer or something and you meet someone and they're like, I hate working out. I never ever go to the gym. I never would go to the gym. It's not about that she's a bad person or she's not the right one. It's about the fact that your missions are not lining up. You can identify it. Or maybe it's like the spiritual things. You start asking about what church she's involved in or what are some of her beliefs. And you find out that she's a complete atheist, doesn't believe in God, doesn't want to have anything to do with God, and would never step foot in church. And you're like, oh, dang, I go to church all the time. And, my relationship with God is really important. But it's not to judge her or say she's a bad person. It's really just learning that your dreams, your goals, your yoking together is not a yoke. You're not going to match up there. You're not going to be able to get in sync because, first of all, your spirituality doesn't match up, and even your physical and health goals don't match up. And she's not willing to budge from that. And she's already telling you, I hate working out or I would never step foot in church. Look, I'm not saying you can't change people. I'm just saying there's plenty of people out there where your dreams and goals will yoke up well. Are you following me? This is some good advice, y'all. Are you listening to this? But then maybe you're married now. You've got to learn how you can yoke up and how you can begin to get into sync together through this process. And some of it is right here spiritual things, your health, physical, like working out, training, doing things that are good for your health. Maybe it's going on jogs, maybe it's going on walks. I have so much respect and honor for some of the people we've mentored and worked with, and hear about we check in, and maybe it's been a few months to where we check in, and I hear, oh yeah, we're now doing 5Ks together. It's beautiful to see how they're synchronizing and doing things as a couple, doing things they love for their health, their physical life. A is adventure. And we're going to end with this because it's time. What do you like to do for adventure? What kind of things do you enjoy doing? What's some of your things on your bucket list? Like maybe, oh, I want a bungee cord jump or oh, I want to go on roller coasters. You get to find out about this person in front of you. And you get to see, man, they have some cool adventures. They want to go to Hawaii or Maui. They want to live in Costa Rica or Belize or something unique, or they want to go on vacation there, or they want to go on cruises. Like they have these cool dreams and adventures they want to go on. You're like, man, that'd be fun to do that with them. Now, this one can vary because look, you need to live a little. If this isn't something you want to do necessarily, it's not a deal breaker. Adventure is really about you get to see what their personality's like, and you may need some more adventure in your life. You may be freaking boring, or you may actually not even do much, and you need someone in your life that brings more spice and adventure. This is not a deal breaker if it's like some of those things, well, I don't want to do those adventures. It's okay. Maybe you need to. That's give and take. That's going to be like, oh, well, he's never rode a roller coaster and he's talking about how he wants to ride a roller coaster or she wants to ride roller coasters. I'd never get on a roller. Well, maybe you should live a little. Maybe you should never say never and you should go ride a roller coaster with him or with her. Okay, seriously. Or maybe it's like the bungee cord jumping. It's like they want to jump out of a plane. They want to go skydiving so bad and I don't have a desire to do that at all. Look, maybe you need to live a little and go do it with him or do it with her. Seriously, and stretch yourself. You can do hard things. You really can. All right. The final one is our relationship. This is where you get to be direct and purposeful, and you're getting to know them. And it's okay to declare it like, hey, I'm excited to be engaged in the next 12 weeks. I know for some of you, like, that is freaking crazy. Can you just do it? Can you just say, I'm looking to get engaged in the next 12 weeks, or I'm looking to find um, I'm looking to find someone that I can spend the rest of my life with by this date, right? Maybe it's not 12 weeks. You could say that, but if you have your actual date because you worked with us and we told you to set a date, right? But that's even progression. That shows a plan, precise, clarity, and progression. Same for you when you get engaged, same for you when you get married. If you're engaged, you need to poop and get off the pot and set a date for your wedding. Seriously. If you're living together, take it to the next level, progress your relationship, and set a date to get married to show her that you really care about her. The other thing is all about, so the conversation and the things to do, have good questions, be clear, and then get to know them, but don't pressure and make it awkward. Just ask some fun questions and learn about them, genuinely be interested and learn about them. Okay, those are the do's: to show up on time, clean, present, we talked about that, ask good questions, listen well, and keep it simple. Don't make it complicated. Just, if you've already formed them, like I said, you can graduate to sparring. The relationship thing, SPAR, when it's a relationship, the ultimate thing is find out what are some of their goals in relationships. They may tell you, you know what, I'm not looking to get married for the next 2 or 3 years because I'm in college or I'm doing this, I've got these season of my life. Okay, that's fine. It might not be a good fit for you. Well, I've really enjoyed getting to know you. And maybe you can be the thing that changes those goals. Who knows? If you do this well, I promise you're going to have a greater connection. Here's another thing to do. For the first date plan, keep it simple, 60 to 90 minutes. Okay. Don't overwhelm it. Be in a public place as well. No pressure. Meet at a restaurant and a clear end time. I'm going to pick you up, go to a restaurant, 6 o'clock reservation, and then I'll be have you home by 8. You know what I mean? It's simple. It's not overwhelming. It's not too much. And they say, yeah, that sounds great. And guess what? You can always have it open in the sense of if you're having a great connection and they want to hang out longer, you say, oh, I told you I'd have you home by 8 o'clock. Let me do that. Let's head out. And they're like, no, I'd love to stay somewhere. Can we go get some coffee? Like, it's okay for them to make a declaration too. No, I'm really enjoying this. I've got time. But if you set the time frame 6 to 8, I'll pick you up, have dinner by 6, and then I'll have you home by 8. Does that sound good? Because especially when you're planning and making the specific times, and it's it's that first date, it's kind of awkward, but it doesn't have to be awkward. It can be very intentional and purposeful and beneficial. So questions again. If you've already formed, get into the spiritual stuff. Sparring, spiritual, asking about their faith, asking about like what they believe, asking about um, physical things, some of their goals for their health, some of their goals. Do they work out? Do they like, exercise? Finding out about exercise and things that they enjoy doing, or what do they enjoy doing? What do they do to stay healthy and strong? What are some of their habits and things? And by the way, this is don'ts. Let me get into a couple don'ts. I know you've stayed for a while here. Thank you. Don't talk about trauma dump. Don't talk about your ex or past relationships, and don't complain. Okay. That's not cool. Let's just get to know them and make it about them. And don't interrupt them. Be like, oh, that ain't nothing. Let me tell you about mine. No. Okay. Be a safe place. Have great conversation. Ask good questions. And even if you're starting to feel that connection with her, you can even flirt a little bit. You start to make compliments. You can. Even though it's a first date, look, it's okay. You're very beautiful. And I love your eyes. They're very I love looking into your eyes. They're very genuine. They're very beautiful. You can say those things. I know you're nervous. I'm just letting you know these are subtle, soft kind of flirts. Open the door for her, and maybe as she goes through the door, say thank you, giving her a hug at the end. Very gentle, non-evasive, but just that warm, genuine connection. And working on what are they working towards this year? What are some of their goals? What do you enjoy most about your family? What do you enjoy most about what you are doing for a living, for work? Like, these are good questions. Okay. Boundaries. You may want to have some physical boundaries, in the sense of, so they're not rejecting you or you feel rejected. Oh, they don't want me to touch them. No, just don't be aggressive like that. Pursue her, but have good, I mean, this is like your first date, good connection. Men, if you're engaged, married, or engaged and living together, seriously, like, why don't you go to the next level of asking her on a date regularly, but then also asking her to marry you? It's very powerful if you do that. Seriously, going to the next level and planning out the marriage, setting a date for your wedding and moving forward. And maybe you're living together and you just need to ask her to marry you. And women that are living with men, um, if you stop putting out, I promise you, he'd probably ask you to marry him, or he would dump you, and that's then shows the motivation was off, anyways. I'm just being real. Like, that's why so many couples live together, is because the women don't take a stand for themselves and say, "Look, put a ring on it, man. Like, be committed, be confident, be committed." Go to the next level. It's just real. Or some women have bought into the fact that they say, well, ring doesn't matter. That piece of paper doesn't matter. It's only a piece of paper. Well, okay. It's good to honor you. It's good to honor him and honor each other in marriage and the covenant of marriage. Super powerful. And then if you're married, man, are you still having chivalry, still opening the door for her, still connecting, still kissing, holding hands in public? Seriously, kissing in public. Do you tell her I love you multiple times a day? I'm serious. These are all things that, and when you go on a date, are you genuinely interested? Are you looking at your phone? Or are you looking at her eyes constantly? Are you leaving your phone at home so that you're in your car so you're not distracted by it while you're on your date? Like, seriously, this makes the difference. So this week we're going to continue to talk about do's and don'ts of dating, and part of the first date, second date. What does that look like as it progresses, even into living together or being? I don't. That's not what we're here for. I don't think the next step is living together. By the way, I go from dating to engaged to married to then living together when you're married. Just saying, that's what we believe. So that's very clear. I'm just saying different circumstances. I want to help you to progress, whether you're single, whether you're engaged, or whether you're married. It applies here. I'm Carlos. This is a men's edition of the Amish Matchmaker. Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker. And we help couples to find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop legacies that are rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. All right. Thanks for sticking around. God bless you. We'll see you in a little bit as my wife, Chantel, joins me and we talk a little bit more about do's and don'ts of dating. Have a great day.